My top 5 survival horror?
Or scary games. It doesn't even have to be
Scary
survival
games.
horror.
Okay.
Yo, 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 welcome once again. We are here at the Doppel Arcade. As you can see, actually, I've decorated the arcade with some spooky Halloween decorations, because that's right, we are doing our Halloween special. For that, I've got my cousin, Chris, who is a resident evil gamer, loves his survival horror games, and also, while we're here, you might notice our buddy Bran is out today. His 2 girls are both out sick, so he's kind of home managing that. Get better, girls. Fortunately for me, very apropos, it is a cousin episode, and we've got another cousin gamer in our graces. TDK, say what's up.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me back. Can't fill Bran shoes, but I'll hit you up on the cousin stuff. It's a cousin-heavy episode.
It's a Doppel cousin extravaganza. Awesome to have you here, cousin.
Thank
Spelled
you.
Cuzin. Talk to us a little bit about yourself, your gaming history as a cousin, and we'll go from there.
I'm Chris, but you will know me as Cousin from now on. My forte is definitely survival horror games and FPS games, but like the early FPS stuff. And some of those games might be considered cousin games for sure. I saw a video about a game called Redneck Rampage that was 100% a cousin game, but I own it still to this day, and I still play it every once in a while. So mostly survival horror stuff. I play everything though, except sports games. Not my thing.
First-person shooter horror is its own version of a sport. I think that counts.
You know what? I guess you're right. Yeah.
That's a cousin's perspective, though. Can I ask you a question? Because this is the first time we're meeting. I'm going to call you cousin as well. Like, I feel kindred to you because we're on the same team.
No, we are.
And a little bit on this podcast for the last few episodes, I feel like I've been bullied into the perspective of, oh shit, I'm a cousin. And now I'm kind of owning it, right?
Dude,
so
you gotta
you're
own
Ray's
it.
actual cousin. Did you think you were like the mainstream gamer and then Ray comes in and he's just hitting you with like Street Fighter 2 and no one can touch him and you're just like rage quitting and throwing the controllers? What was your experience growing up with Ray as your cousin?
Ray, myself, and Eric, we grew up playing video games together. They have a very particular way of gaming in which, well, they're just better. They're better at games than the average
you don't
Joe.
have to say that just because it's Ray's podcast, bro.
Oh, no.
It can be real.
Dude, I would try to play Smash Brothers or Street Fighter or those games, and I would just get owned every single time. And so I took up my own games. For me, that was Doom, Duke Nukem, Resident Evil. Those are the games that I started playing and I got good at. And
Duke Nukem was big for me too. That was fun.
yeah, that was super fun.
Don't say it, Ray. That's not a cousin game. Was Duke Nukem a cousin game?
Hey, man, I wasn't going to say anything, man.
Yeah, I picked those games up, and those are the ones that I gravitated towards because I got pretty good at them, at least for me, for the average gamer, not the uber gamer like Eric and Ray.
The Uber gamer. That's
yeah, oh yeah, dude. You guys are
Oh,
uber gamers.
no.
I consider myself a casual gamer, and you guys perfected the craft, I would say.
It's my life's work.
Yeah. It's certainly
Dude, I mean, it is.
part of
Right
the
now,
identity.
you're like doing the podcast, and it's great. It's awesome, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Why don't we quickly jump into what are we playing? Cousin, you're a serial video game repeater.
Yes.
I have not met anyone who just goes back and plays games more than you. Are you playing anything new? Or are you jumping back into a comfy blanket of a video game?
Yeah, you know what? I really am. I'm a big time replayer. If there's something about a game I like or really, really like and resonates with me, I come back to it over and over. I'd say the game I've played the most in my life is probably the original Doom. I'll still play that to this day. In fact, I played yesterday.
Is it still pretty
Well,
good?
I don't play the vanilla, which is considered like the stock version of Doom. I modded it with like this thing called a Brutal Doom, which kind of makes it a little bit more modern. Because before you couldn't use the mouse, you could only use keyboard. So this one kind of made it a little bit more modern. It has all the modern controllers that FPSs have now. And it updated the graphics. And it's totally a comfort thing, like you said, Ray. But right now, I'm playing Silent Hill F.
I wanted to talk about that one, except that I have not much knowledge about it. So I'm glad you're here. I'm curious what your take on it is, because there are a lot of people saying it resembles the Souls-like games a little bit. How are you feeling about that?
I can't speak on the Souls games because I haven't played those games.
Do you think this may be your entry into that world, if in fact you do like it?
Maybe, but I heard those games are pretty hard, and if something gets too hard, it's a trigger. If I stop enjoying myself because something's too hard, I'll just drop it. Before, I would try to power through it, and then I just turn into this raging monster. and then there goes a controller. Now that I've gotten older, it's like I don't like that part of me when I game and when I get to that level. So
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot though. And if it does feel like I'm getting to the boiling point, you know what? Maybe not for me. So far, it's a good game. There's a few little things that are unexpected. I'm not enjoying it as much as I thought I was going to.
Mm.
And I found out some people online are having the same grievances that I'm having.
I'm curious, what is it? The controls?
The item management is really tedious. There's a lot of items that do the same thing. The combat is really repetitive and there's no reward to the combat. So it's like, why should I even fight these monsters if nothing's going to come of it? I'm just going to run past them.
Sounds like it's totally a Silent Hill F. Am I right? TDK, are you playing anything?
In my like very limited time, I've been playing Counter Spy. Remember that game? Very cool. Look it up if you can see it. It's really, really well art directed. It's set during the Cold War. It's like a side scroller stealth game, probably developed for mobile originally. There's the two powers, right? Both racing to the moon. And you work for this agency called Counter. It's very simple, but incredible jazz soundtrack, really cool stealth gameplay where you're sneaking through, you're trying to steal launch plans, you're trying to like make sure that, you know, basically the East and the West, they don't blow up our world. Very tongue-in-cheek, very like swanky.
It looks kind of like a Ray game.
So going to Cuzin, he's right. It's probably too easy to be a Ray game. There's not a lot there. The reason I really respond to it, you're right. It probably bridges our worlds a little bit because the jazz soundtrack is incredible. The art direction is so perfect. Cold War. I play it basically wishing I could adapt it into a film or something, right? But you give it a shot, right? It's worth an hour of your time. I think you're gonna have a good time with it.
Yeah, it's got that stylish kind of flair that I'm a fan of for sure.
Yeah, I think it was originally popular because every level was like a randomly generated
roguelite, I think.
Yeah, that's what we're talking.
I'm still playing Silksong, but man, I was just talking to a friend recently saying how insane 2025 is for games. I wanted to play Game of the Year Expedition 33, but then Game of the Year Donkey Kong Bonanza came out. And when I finished Game of the Year Donkey Kong Bonanza, Game of the Year Silksong released, so now I'm stuck playing that. I want to jump over and play Game of the Year Hades 2. If you leave a game for too long, you're like, what was the last thing I did? Where on the map am I supposed to be? So I don't want to forget where my progress is, so I gotta finish that before I move on to Hades 2. There's just way too many games.
I actually have a funny story that's almost exactly like that. I played Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. And, you know, great game. Played it every single day until I got to the very last boss. It was like a dragon or something. I got to it. I put the game down with the intention of coming back to it. And that was it. I just never played it again. I forgot something else got my attention. And then I checked my memory card. This was like over 20 years ago. And the game was still there. I still had the GameCube. I still had the game. I popped it on and I had no idea what was going on. I forgot the controls. I tried to beat the boss and I just got immediately destroyed. And I was like, okay, well, that's the end of that.
That's kept pretty cool. Your old GameCube this whole time?
I just recently sold it, but yeah, I've had it the whole time.
Last time I was in here, I brought a Dreamcast controller. You're right. You got to stay in the pocket of the game you're playing. Like, even with modern games, say you're playing Insomniac Spider-Man.
Yeah.
If you're out of the pocket of that flow of that combat, that's when it gets fun too, is when you just intuitively know what's happening.
Exactly.
A game like Silksong requires real hand-eye kind of gymnastics, and to leave that game and come back, I'd be pressing heal when I want to dash. I'd be all mixed up. So it's just one that I'm too far gone. I have to commit to completing it. And
you have to.
Just by the looks of things and by what I'm seeing online, I might be trapped in Silksong for the next couple of months, which is detrimental to like what I'm trying to do here for the podcast. So trying to squeeze in whatever other gaming I can in between, but Silksong is just owning my life right now. In a good way, though. I love it.
I'm thinking about dabbling into Sonic Racing Crossworlds.
All right.
Thinking about giving that Sega versus Nintendo thing a go, because I've heard some really good things about Sonic Racing Crossworlds.
It's like you read my mind, TDK. We are transitioning into Retro Now news. We are talking about modern games and their retro inspiration. And the game that TDK just brought up is number one on my list of subjects. Sega just released an ad for Sonic Racing Crossworlds where it's the old 90s advertising. Sega kind of takes a dump on Nintendo. And that's because Sonic Racing Crossworlds is outperforming in a lot of ways Mario Kart World in terms of the reviews. They're taking full advantage of it and marketing it as such. And you're combining a bunch of different video game worlds into this Sega game. And they've got SpongeBob in there. They've got Pac-Man, got Persona. and they just announced Mega Man with the intention of further adding
Yeah.
franchises as DLC.
Dude, that
It's
sounds
pretty
pretty cool.
impressive the amount of franchises they were able to like license and get in there. Also, the mechanics every 2 laps and you're automatically put into a new world. So you can't even really gear up your car for a specific environment. You don't know where you're going to be.
I think it's cross-platform, so
Let's
if you're
do it.
if you're jumping
I'm
in,
in.
I think it'd be fun
I'm
to
in.
race.
I told you that I have my 5-year-old on OG Super Mario Kart, like as his first video game. And it's so clunky, he's having a hard time. And I thought maybe this could be his first video game. Maybe we'll get him early on that Sega train. Because, like, what am I doing? I'm going to start him off on Nintendo? Who am I got to start him off on Sega,
Yeah.
right?
It's in your lineage. You have.
I have to.
Since we're kind of on the subject of the Sega marketing and what they're kind of doing, I thought it'd be a good time to ask you, cousin, because I actually don't know. I kind of grew up knowing more of teenage, adolescent, adulthood into adulthood cousin. I don't know much about your gaming childhood. Were you a Sega kid? Were you a Nintendo kid?
I was 100% a Nintendo kid, but that doesn't mean I didn't play Sega. I had a friend that had a Genesis, my own TDK, and I would go to his house and we would play Altered Beast, all the Genesis games, Sonic. I was a NES, Nintendo. I was one of those kids for sure.
So what was your first core gaming memory?
Well, you were there, but you might not remember because you might have been too young at the time. This is in the 80s, showing my age here, but I remember going to your guys' your first place that I remember, which was a place in Glendale, this little apartment.
Yep.
And I remember going there as a kid. My dad took me, Eric was there, and you were there. I remember you guys had the NES. I didn't have an NES at the time. I just heard of it. Eric put on Kung Fu Heroes. Remember that game?
I remember Kung Fu Heroes.
Yeah, you had it. Yeah, I remember playing Kung Fu Heroes for the very first time. I was kind of blown away because I had never really played video games before that, and I must have been 6 or 7 at the time. So that would put you around 4, maybe.
3-4-year-old kid playing Kung Fu Heroes.
You were there. You played too, man. You were there. I remember they passed the controller to you, and you were playing. So
What were my parents doing?
we were there, and we played it for
It was a
hours
new
too.
medium.
In other Retro Now news, actually, this one's pretty cool. Did some research and found out about a game called Pulse Breaker. It's a classic survival horror game. You fight zombies, manage your inventory, solve puzzles, and survive with limited supplies. Tank controls, single player only. Does it ring some bells over here, cousin?
This is 100% Resident Evil, man.
I saw footage and it resembles 100% Resident Evil. Seems like one, when it releases, you definitely got to play. It even has the PS1 style graphics, which to me,
No,
I think
way.
is a plus.
Yeah, for
Definitely
sure.
one to keep an eye on, but I thought I'd bring it up just as a nice way to transition into our conversation about Resident Evil. I'm sure you have a lot of stories to tell in that department.
Oh man, where do I even start? TDK, did you ever play those games? Because I know Ray wasn't a big time Resident Evil guy.
What gen was that? I think
PS1.
the PlayStation 1,
Yeah,
right?
the
And I
first
didn't have a
one-
PlayStation 1.
The first one was PS1, but the most famous one, because I know you had a Dreamcast, right?
I did.
Yeah, the most famous one for Dreamcast was Code Veronica.
I'm very aware of Resident Evil, and
Yeah.
certainly I've played like the stand-up shooters at arcades and stuff like that. But no, I kind of missed it because you're a big horror guy, right?
Yeah, that's my personal favorite.
So you got to walk me through the Resident Evil thing. I think I
Well-
was afraid of very not scary games.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely a nope kind of gamer.
I have nope moments to this day, and there's some games that I haven't played because of that. So I'm not 100% in the horror genre. I am, but there's certain games that where I'm just like, you know what? This is making my heart race way too much. There's a few games that I dropped because I was like, I was scared. Straight up, I was scared. But
Is
yeah,
Resident Evil like your all-time?
Yeah, for sure. I remember the first time I heard of it, my best friend at the time was like 15 or 16. He told me like, hey man, have you heard of this game called Resident Evil? It's like, no, what is this? He's like, you're in a mansion with zombies. I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. I'm in. I remember him saying that the graphics were crystal clear and this is PS1.
Yeah.
Hindsight. Like back then I was like, wow, this is real life.
Dude, I remember Mortal Kombat back in the day and my cool uncle giving us this little punchline. He was like, don't put your face too close to the screen, guys. You might get blood on your face.
Mortal Kombat, I think, looked better than what Resident Evil looked like when it first came out, for sure, though. But that was definitely because they used actual people for Mortal Kombat.
Did you play through Resident Evil that first go and complete it? Or
Yeah, it took me months, I remember. It was a whole brand new thing to me. I'd never played a game like that. So I would get lost a lot. I wasn't too familiar with the controls and the maps and all that. And, later on I got better, but I beat all of them except for the most recent ones. But yeah, it took me months. I played it, I loved it, and I've loved almost every single one since then.
Do you attribute you not playing the more recent ones to the nope, nope, nope
Yep.
factor?
Hmm.
Too
Yep.
scary is what you're saying.
When I played 7, it's scary.
It
It's
hits
really,
different, man. It's a different kind of scary video game. They're like
yeah.
they kind of pivoted into like a
I think they
more
were
grotesque, kind of macabre, kind of.
Yeah, they were taking the page out of PT. I don't know if you guys ever played
Oh
PT
yeah.
or watched PT. That was terrifying. I mean, I played through the demo and it was scary. And I think the people at Capcom were like, they got something going on here. And they totally ran with that PT vibe for Resident Evil 7. And I played it. I was scared shitless the whole time.
PT definitely moved the needle
Yeah, for
for
sure.
the survival horror genre. Do you remember that one, TDK? Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro collaborated. PT stands for playable trailer,
Mhm.
and it was for this game that was supposed to release called Silent Hills. The grossest, most terrifying piece of media for the time. I'm sure, like I said, the needle's been moved ever since. It's
Was this
nuts.
like 2014-ish? What are we talking about?
Yeah,
This
I
is
think
like
Sounds about right.
2015, 2014.
PlayStation
Yeah.
3-ish?
PS4. Yeah.
PS4.
Mm-hmm.
The game got canceled. The demo got pulled from the PS store. So people sell their PlayStations with copies of PT on it for like a good amount of money.
Thousands.
Did it get canceled because it was too scary?
I just think Konami'd. They pivoted for a while to like pinball machines or
Yeah,
something like
that's
weird
what it
like
was.
that. Metal Gear died with it. Even, the
Sure.
Metal Gear remake isn't Kojima backed.
I mean, that's crazy that he's an Oscar-winning director. He's known for his horror, right? And even when his Crimson Peak was like a gothic romantic horror, but it was still scary, but it was still romantic, and I love that movie. He's incredible.
It's a real shame that didn't get greenlit because
I want a Guillermo del Toro video game.
we almost had it. We missed out.
This close, man, and even watching the footage is like
The footage
kinda,
is scary,
kinda
man.
I'll
terrifying.
check it out.
Yeah. It's
But on that note, I think it'd be a great time to mention Kojima is, in fact, working now on the spiritual successor to PT. It's called OD. The trailer just released a few days ago.
how have I not heard about this?
Pretty brand new, but it's happening. It looks just as real, and, it's been years. It looks even better. It's going to terrify all of us, and I will never play it.
I probably, you know what? After PT, I might not play it, but I'll watch videos.
On the subject, though, of survival horrors while we're here, why don't you hit us with, like, your top 5, cousin?
My top 5 survival horror.
Or scary games. It doesn't even have to be
Scary
survival
games.
horror.
Okay. Dead Space is such a good series. It's like Doom and Aliens had a baby. It's set on a giant spaceship. There's these monsters, I guess you could call it. They're called necromorphs, like a mix between a human and an alien from Aliens. The use of lighting and audio is just so on point. You're playing the game and you're just on edge the entire time. Part 2 was actually better than part 1. It's so unnerving, but it's one of my favorite games of all time. Definitely the Silent Hill series. The first 3 or 4 are just really good. It's just psychological horror. You're in this town, everything's foggy. These shapes come out of the mist, come out of the fog, and they're deformed mannequin looking things. You don't know if the character is really there or if he's dreaming it.
I was going to ask what our most terrifying video game moments are. Let's just spill the beans on one of them now, because we're on the subject of Silent Hill 3. I think this is the one that really messed us up one day while we were playing together in my brother's room.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So there's this room in Silent Hill 3 with a mirror.
Mirrors are terrifying.
Yeah.
Already.
Well, wait
Mirrors
to
are
hear
just
this.
scary.
It's just a lone sink and a mirror.
Yeah.
And you walk into this room, looking around. Okay, it doesn't look like there's anything here. Let me get out of here. The door's locked. Like, okay, it's locked. Try to get out. It keeps saying it's locked. It's locked. I guess my exit to this room is somewhere in here, but it's so small. Where could it be? There's only a sink in here. Check the sink. There's nothing. And all of a sudden, in the reflection side of the mirror, you see like blood spilling
Out of the sink.
and it starts like spreading, going over to the walls and splattering all over the walls just in the reflection.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, the sink on your side does the same thing. Oh, shoot. The blood from the reflection is slowly creeping into my reality. And then the blood starts going on the reflection of yours character.
Yeah.
Oh.
And getting just like cut up. And then the reflection just freezes in place like a frozen carcass. The door, it's locked. It's locked. It's locked. Then all of a sudden, just the fate that occurs in the reflection ends up happening on your side of the mirror,
Yeah, you
and it's
die.
game over. It's
Yeah,
just a
that room
room
kills you.
designed to kill you.
There's no
What?
escape
How
either.
old are you guys when you're playing this? Like,
20s.
it set the scene.
It was late at night. It was me, Eric, and Ray. I was playing the game and they were watching me. And it was late at night. I think it might have even been October, which even sets the tone even better.
Love
But
it.
I don't remember if it was you, Ray, or Eric, but as it was happening, I remember I panic paused and we're like, what do we do? Like,
Panic.
what do we do? What do we do? Okay, we already tried the door. The door is locked. I don't know, man. Just, we have to see this through. It was either Ray or Eric. Once the blood started going onto your character in real life, not in the reflection, I remember just, I'm out. He just gone.
I
He
think
left
it was
the room.
Eric. I think it was
It
Eric.
was Eric, right? Okay, he left the room. Like, this is
No.
too much.
I was still there to witness the game over screen. I forgot if it was me or you, but it was a very like somber kind of like just turn off the
We turned it off.
PlayStation.
That was it, dude. We didn't play
We
it
just like
anymore.
sat there in silence. Like, what the hell just happened?
It was such a good moment for that game, for a survival horror game. I mean, it got Eric to leave the room. It got me to stop playing the game. But that was it. We noped out. He noped out of that game.
Yeah, we
Straight
hella
up.
noped out, dude.
Is
Yeah.
that your scariest moment in video games? Is that maybe the pinnacle?
That's definitely one of the top ones for sure. There's a game that I played last year. It's kind of a successor to PT, actually. It's called Visage. That game is almost exactly the same as PT was. It's definitely trying to beat PT, and they succeeded. The controls sucked though, but that game was like being in a haunted house, first person. There's a certain part of the game where you're in a hospital. There's this demon guy following you around, and then you come upon this hallway, and all these mannequins are standing there, and you have to kind of like make your way through them. And if you touch them, they grab you and they choke you out, and you can see your screen going black.
I think this is where I take a page out of your brother's book. The mannequins. The mannequins are terrifying.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Silent-
man,
you
they're
can't do Silent
terrifying.
Hill then.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing is chasing you throughout the hospital, and you also have, I think, more mannequins chasing you throughout. So they kind of funneled you to that one specific hallway, and you have to crawl through the legs of these mannequins. And if you touch any of them, they choke you out. And that's another game that I stopped playing. I noped out of it because I died so many times at that part. My heart rate was so elevated every single time. I was like, this can't be good for me. So I just stopped playing the game, and I really wish I could go back to it. But every time I try to, I'm like, no.
Now's the season. Now I always get like
Yeah.
more brave than I should be in October. I'm really hungry for something terrifying, and then I end up going back to my favorites. But
I think Silent Hill, for my money, not jump scare, right? But Silent Hill 3, after that moment, I really felt like in that silence, kind of like, do I need to throw this disc away? Like, is it possessed? What is this thing? Yeah.
That reminds me of that thing you was it your mom that said that? That said,
Oh,
"Esto
about
no-"
the Sega Dreamcast graphics? No es de Dios.
Yes, that definitely came to mind with that scene in Silent Hill 3.
There's one that just got announced that I think a TDK is pretty hyped about.
Cousin, are you a horror movie fan too?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah.
for me, and probably for a lot of people, most people, number one is Halloween in 1978.
Of course.
And they just announced that they're going to do a Halloween video game. This studio has done this before, I think with Friday the 13th, but it's always multiplayer. And I think it takes a lot of the fear out of it. It's cool. But the reason I love Halloween, or even the scarier games that I have played, is its atmosphere. They set the scene. You just feel like you're in, like in Haddonfield specifically, like it's in Everytown, USA. There's leaves on the ground. There's like a brisk breeze going by. And it seems like they nailed that in this game. So you can play as the Shape, or you can play as the teens in the town who have to try and escape and live. That sounds really fun. They told us about it in September, right before Halloween, but you have to wait a full year.
Yeah,
which is
what the hell,
it's a long
man?
time. That said, there are some good games right now. Like Hell Is Us is getting really good reviews. From everything you've just talked about these games, like that sounds like it's right up your alley. It sounds pretty scary and dark for dark's sake.
Yeah.
Outside of terrifying games that you literally want to throw the disc away because you're worried the demon in the game is going to come after you, what moments stand out to you in games throughout the years?
It's not really well, I guess it has horror elements, definitely has horror elements, but I remember playing The Last of Us for the first time, and the first infected are the runners. Those are the people that are recently infected, so they still have like a part of their humanity, I guess. And there's this part of the game game, right at the beginning. You're in a high-rise building and you're trying to get through it. That's when you really encounter like a lot of these runners. You get down there and they're crying. It sounds like they're trying to like get out of their own body. It's so creepy because they're still human, but
They're stuck in there.
they're stuck in there and they're trying to kill you. It kind of reminds me of The Infected from 28 Days Later or something. I remember the very first time I played that, I got chills and I kind of didn't want to go through that part. I played that game numerous times since then. I could breeze through it now, but I remember the very first time I played it, I was like, I didn't want to kill them. I felt bad.
That's a great game. That's the
Yeah.
whole thing, right?
Yeah.
They made you feel something. And then
Yeah.
obviously that studio is really good at that.
Oh yeah, that's probably one of my favorite games of all time. That and part 2.
I walked away from part 2. I know how it ends. I bought it. I played it. And then I didn't even have to see it, dude. I learned about the existence of the Rat King.
Oh man.
And I was like, I don't think I want to play this game anymore.
The Rat King's what did it for you? I don't think that's the scariest part, dude. I think it's everything that Cousin's talking about as far as the humanity. I mean, there's some dark stuff that happens in
Oh
part
my
2,
God.
and they make you do dark stuff.
Yes.
Like, I loved that game, but I don't think I could play it again. It was a great experience, but damn, it was hard. It was
You
hard
know
to like,
what?
move through that emotionally.
That game is one of the best ever for me, and I kind of feel the same way. You know, it's funny, I replayed part 1 like 12 times. I'm not kidding, 12 or 14 times. But part 2, I've replayed it once. Towards the end, I was just like so emotionally depleted. It's such a good game, but it's so heavy that's like, I don't know if I want to do this again. Even though the game itself and the gameplay aspect of it is so good, towards the end, oh my gosh. I'm just like,
You need a palate cleanser, right?
Yes.
You need something to kind of just like wash the taste out of your mouth.
Yes.
Listen, if you're looking for a
Mario.
palate cleanser,
Mario.
Help!
Or Sonic.
Or Sonic,
Yeah.
excuse me. I apologize.
Hey, come on, man.
Thank you, cousin. You know, so it sounds like we're all a little bit like there's a line. And if you're looking for something fun during the season, but you don't want to go as far as having to have a seance for your console, I'm a big fan of the Ghostbusters video game that came out probably a
Oh.
decade ago at this point. If you like Ghostbusters, which I think is the original of being something that is actually funny and actually scary at the
Yeah.
same time. But this game that came out, they did all the original voice actors, which is incredible. Like Bill Murray is in this video game. It's a better sequel than any sequel we've gotten. Genuinely, there are times when it's eerie. You're walking around a deserted hotel, that great Ghostbusters music is keying in, and you know there's things lurking around that are going to come for you. And you play a recruit. You don't play as Stance or Egon or whatever. You play like a new Ghostbusters recruit, and they kind of throw you to the wolves. And of course, it's funny and it's fun, but that's a great kind of October season game that I always go back to around this time of year.
Yeah, you know what? I played that when it first came out, but I didn't finish it, and I think I'm gonna download. Can you play it still?
I'm
Can
sure you can.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna check it out.
Definitely turn the lights out. Give the game an opportunity to scare you. Like, it's not one that you have to put the lights on, like maybe a Resident Evil or something.
You actually read my mind a little, TDK, because I was thinking let's pivot a little bit into not so terrifying but spooky season vibes. I can name a couple that are very, very big in me and your lives, Cousin, that we align on 100%. We used to tell each other that we wanted to play it without using any words.
I'm drawing a blank here.
I'm gonna try to do it real quick. It's
I already know. I already know. As soon as you did that.
You guys are going to have to explain this for the audio listeners. I don't think
Yeah,
they're
so
going to
for-
get what's going on.
for
And I'm a
those-
little confused even visually.
for those of you listening and not watching the podcast, sometimes me and my cousin would like see each other from across the room and let each other know that like it's time. We're gonna play Devil May Cry.
I should have got that. You should do charades. You do the guess that song. You should do a charades version because that's what
That's-
you got going on here.
Devil May Cry, a
Yeah.
great kind of spooky vibes, but this is my kind of scary game because I feel in full control. I'm a super powerful badass that can like backflip off of zombies' heads. I have the power to take down these foes. And funnily enough, I think Devil May Cry initially was a Resident Evil game.
Mm-hmm. It was supposed to
And-
be Resident Evil 4.
For whatever reason, they pivoted and added Dante into the game and made it this action platformer. To this day, one of my favorite genres of video game.
There's a couple obvious ones that I think we should talk about, though, right? Like, remember when Alan Wake came out and it was like a big deal? That was the first game that I remember being like, oh, it's like a movie. It's like a horror movie. I've heard 2 is even better. I didn't play 2, but I love number 1. Scary, but not too scary. We haven't said BioShock, obviously.
Oh.
You talk about atmosphere.
Dude.
There were definitely scary parts of that game. Love
The
that game.
beginning, especially the beginning when you're like so underpowered and so creepy, so good though. all three of them,
Yeah.
but especially the first two.
Talk about a movie I want. I want that movie.
Oh my God,
Why
that-
have we not gotten that movie?
Amazing. You're right. Why haven't we gotten that yet?
It almost got made. It was this close.
Really?
I think creative differences, and I think it ultimately came down to: do we make it PG-13 and try and make a ton of money? Couldn't see eye to eye. I'll give us the R-rated Bioshock.
Yeah.
I would love to see a Bioshock movie.
Cousin, did you ever play Red Dead Undead?
Yes, I
You know
love
what-
that.
Yeah,
I
you know what was
loved
the
it.
most fun thing was because Red Dead Redemption that we all played, which was incredible. Everyone
Amazing.
dove deep into that. They had all this character development, and then they give us this essentially whole new game, even though it was kind of a question like, is it DLC? Is it a new game? But they give us this other experience,
Yeah.
and it uses all that character development that we had,
Yeah.
and it just throws in zombies. Holiday
great.
specific too, right?
Yeah.
Like, remember Batman Origins, Arkham Origins? It was a little side quest from the Arkham games, but it took place on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Right.
There were a solid maybe 3, 4, 5 Christmas Eves where I just played that game in chunks. I would wait until Christmas Eve. You know, my wife was working and I just had a few hours to kill. I would turn the lights off, but I'd leave the Christmas tree lights on and I would just be Batman on Christmas Eve.
Gaming hits different during the holidays, man. I just love it so much with the tree lit up,
The
playing
light,
a video game.
yes.
It's just the best, man.
The glow from those tree lights really just enhances the experience.
It
It
really,
really
does.
does. I think it's a nostalgia thing, right? It kind of puts you back to when you were a kid. I want to jump in and give you guys some really off-ball honorable mentions for things that scared me in video games because I didn't play a lot of scary video games. Again, nope. There were still scenarios in games that weren't supposed to scare me that terrified me. And I mentioned it a little bit in the last episode. Hate water stages in video games. I cannot do the eel in Mario 64. The Wampa in Star Wars. Do you guys remember Shadows of the Empire?
I never played
I
it.
didn't play that.
The number one thing, dude, that used to terrify me was this rental game I used to get. Mr. Wilson from the Dennis the Menace movie, the video game.
What?
Dude,
What?
Get
That's a
out.
cousin game, right?
That's
That's a
a
cousin
cousin
game.
game.
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
is why I
we
rented it.
ain't
Which
other
is why
gamers.
I rented it. So it was based off of the live action movie. And so these 16-bit characters were made to look a little bit real. So Mr. Wilson looked like the actor. Something
Walter
about
Matthau.
Yep.
Yes. And something about the way he would just come onto the screen used to spook me, dude. Like, I hated him in that game, man.
I think that's right there. You being afraid of the Dennis the Menace game is up there with you following traffic laws in GTA.
That's me, man. That's 100% me.
You want to tell the story about I have a pretty bad temper, and I've been trying to fix that for a long time. And as a
Tell
as
us
a
about
kid,
it. This will be a therapy session.
well, as a kid, if a game was too hard, I would just like squeeze the controller or toss it at the TV. And that kind of went into my teenage years and even my early 20s. Now, if I play a game and I feel that little boiling coming up, I just drop it. I don't want to get to that point. But there's a funny story about this that involves me and Ray and Eric. We were playing a game style that is near and dear to my heart, which are FPS games, which was my thing that I was good at. Unreal Championship. We were playing in Eric's room. It was just us three, I think. Split screen, Xbox. I started getting demolished by Ray and by Eric, but mostly by Ray.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, and there's this commentator, and every time you die, it says something. If you get killed by a headshot, it says headshot. So Ray kept headshotting me over and over, and I just kept hearing headshot. Dude, I could feel the tears welling up from how mad I was getting, because like, this is my thing. I'm good at this. Why is he so good now? Why am I getting my ass kicked? And then all of a sudden Eric would come in and then he would kill me. And at one point I just heard my last final headshot, and I left. I put the control down, I walked out, I got in my car, and I left. I didn't say anything. I think I heard like, Ray, cousin, where are you going? That's the only thing I heard. And I was mad for like weeks. I didn't speak to either of them for weeks.
Legit mad.
Legit furious.
How old is
I
everybody
was
at this time?
Cousin, you must have been like 1920, maybe, which would
probably
put me-
20, 21.
You're still
I
a
mean,
kid.
it's embarrassing. It really is. But it's funny because I got to that point and they just kept doing it. They didn't care.
I think when you laughed, it was like one of those things where me and my brother looked at each other like, had to laugh a little about it. I think he's mad for real.
No,
What's
I was
happened?
for real mad. So ever since that moment, I'm not competitive with video games. That's why I can't play games like Street Fighter, and the competitive nature in me comes out, and then that just gets me angry.
You got to know your limits.
That's my
Playing
limit.
Street Fighter with Ray or his brother, I know
Or-
my limits. It's
yeah,
just not.
or
It's not in there.
Smash Bros. Forget it, dude.
The key is to be on their team. Get yourself some Rocket League and let Ray take lead.
Yeah,
You'll be
that's the
fine.
only way. That's it.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Let's get on some Rocket League again, man. It's been a minute.
It's been a long time.
You're the first person, Cousin, that I remember agreeing with things in opposition to what was actually happening in the scenario.
Like
when
what?
when you'd be losing in a video game, like, yep, of course, yes, yes. This is exactly what I want. Yes, great. Please keep headshotting me.
There's nothing I would like more than another headshot. Please.
We're gonna wrap up soon. I want to do a guess that song, but we're adding something new into the fold, and this is very important. Team Pizza Hut or Team Round Table Pizza?
Come on, man. Round Table. It's not a discussion. What, TDK? Are you Pizza Hut, man?
I thought you were a Cousin. It says Cousin on your screen.
Whoa.
What is
we
going
could have
on?
different opinions on pizza. It just so happens that mine is right.
Unfortunately, the majority agrees with you, I believe. So
Pizza Hut's good. Don't get me wrong. It's just
it's not about the pizza. It's about the atmosphere. It's everything we're talking about. It's
yeah, and Round Table had that plus better pizza.
That's true. The Round Table I went to had the little brick wall. It was darker in there than Pizza Hut.
Oh, look at that. Even darker than Pizza Hut.
It was like pitch black in there.
And the cups are way more red, too.
They might not pay their electricity bill. And the pizza was still delicious. The games were on point.
Just a nostalgia play.
And the chandelier.
If I have to eat real pizza, I'm probably not going to either of those places. That said, I still would if they want to sponsor this podcast. But, as a kid, that Pizza Hut marketing really got me.
I get it. The personal pan is a thing of beauty. It truly is.
It's good. It's good.
All right. Shall we get into our Guess That Song?
Let's hear it.
I've tailored it specifically for Cousin. Despite this, it may be tricky, but let's see how we do. Here we go.
That sounds like a boss fight. That sounds like Code Veronica boss fight.
Hey!
Did you get it?
It's not the boss fight, but it's the intro to Resident Evil Code Veronica.
Okay.
Nice work, Cousin.
I kind of got a feeling.
That's the opening. It shows like a big montage of all like the big.
Oh
Sega
yeah, and Claire's like
128.
running through a hallway.
Do you remember that opening scene, dude, where Claire's like Neo from the Matrix? She like drops her gun.
Oh
then,
my
like,
god!
As it's falling, she like falls and like grabs it before it hits
So
the ground,
good.
and like she shoots the SWAT team or whoever's after her.
Yeah, that console definitely upped its game with the graphics and everything.
I was very impressed because they used to be pre-rendered backgrounds, and this is the first game that didn't do pre-rendered.
Mhm.
And as a result, the camera moved sometimes with Claire. Instead
Yeah.
of like cutting into the next scene, it would like kind of move around her. It was
Yeah,
cool.
there's this part early on in the game where there's these lamps hanging above you, and they were swinging, and you could see the light act accordingly. Like we were just blown away by that little detail right there.
Yeah. Dreamcast was back then especially ahead of its time. It was pushing graphics in a way that
Yeah,
others wouldn't catch up to for like another year, maybe.
it would be a while. The Dreamcast was definitely ahead.
Bringing it back to Dreamcast just for our boy TDK. Right on time for us to sign off. Thanks a lot, Cousin, for hanging out.
Thank you.
Happy spooky season. Thanks, TDK, for jumping in on such short notice. Really appreciate you.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy that candy corn.
Turn down the lights on the Doppel Arcade. Have a safe and fun Halloween, kiddos. And we'll see you for the next episode. Hey everybody, it's Ray here. Just wanted to thank you for tuning into the Dire Pass Level podcast. If you want to hang out and join us for the next episode, make sure to like and subscribe. That way you're notified when our next episode releases. If you really, really, really liked it, you'd do us a solid if you left us a review. Reviews are a great way to spread the word about our podcast, and the more gamers to share these stories with, the better. All right, we'll see you next week. Have a good one. There we go.